Today's topic is communicating gracefully with yourself. We kind of changed our location, so we're now inside the house while we record, so it's not so hot and you can't hear our kiddos running around whenever they get up.
Yeah, we had to change our location because I couldn't handle all the sweating in the garage anymore, so we had to change one of our guest bedrooms into just an office and a location at least where we can get some air conditioning so it's more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's like our little studio. So we're obviously recording this for a YouTube channel as well.
And this topic came today from feedback from you guys. Lauren actually put on there the topic, so we're going to touch on it, which it's crazy because we found it kind of challenging. But we love your guys' feedback. Please give us topics for sure.
Yeah, we were trying to do 2 podcasts and videos a week, and this is the first week where we struggled, and I think just life in general, but this topic was, it was
a little bit tougher, yeah. But it's good because obviously we struggle with it because we're not so nice to ourselves either.
Yeah, and so I had to do some research and oh my gosh. So no kids, no heat, but now you can hear the cat at the door. So cool.
Yeah.
We're trying. Okay.
So if you hear a meow, we got a new kitten, and that was quite a challenge. She's 5 weeks old.
Yeah, she's just tiny.
Yeah, she's itty bitty. But go on.
Okay, so what does it mean to me? What does communicate gracefully with yourself mean to me? It means being nice to yourself on how you talk and think about yourself. That's like my opinion on it. What does it mean to you?
For me, basically the same thing, gracefully communicating to yourself, right?
Yeah,
or speaking of yourself.
Yes.
I fall short, I'm extremely hard on myself. So the standards and expectations I set for myself are pretty unrealistic, so, and when I fall short, it hits me a lot harder than maybe some other people. I have no idea because I'm not them, but there's that. And then also, I joke around a lot about my shortcomings or anything, but I think I do it playfully in acknowledging that I'm human.
Yeah.
So, but there are things and times where I say things about myself that I probably should not say, and I say them out loud.
Yeah, I do the same.
Yeah, and I don't think that it's very effective. But I found in my belief system, are you going to cut over?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I found in my belief system, I wrote this down. I've worked with a lot of people over the years and communicating and different things, and I'm a firm believer that how we view people, places, and things is how we judge ourselves. And also, a lot of negative self-talk is lack of forgiveness to others. And also, negative self-talk could be from your family, your upbringing, like having a race mind thinking of a belief system that necessarily wasn't yours. It was kind of like a ledger or a measuring guide of how you would see other people or do different things. So as we raise our experience of race mind thinking, however we choose to buy into these beliefs, it becomes our reality.
That's true, yeah.
So for an example, like I remember a parent figure telling me, you will never amount to anything if you don't go to college. And she believed it. It was my mother, and she wanted to make sure that we had every opportunity to become something. And she felt college and being smart, studious, was the only way to do it. And even though it's very plausible, but it's untrue. Everybody's journey is not to go to college.
No.
There's multimillionaires that invent things, or there's kids that haven't even gone to college that invent things. Yeah. So, but it's crazy because when you're raised in that sort of belief system, when you're younger, say if I'm going through, because I didn't go to college, school wasn't my thing, you know. You would find yourself like during those moments where you struggled or it was time for you to evolve, like say you lost a job or, you know, you didn't get the promotion that you wanted or anything, that race my belief system back from when you were raised sets in. Right? Because I bought into it. So now I'm sitting here going, gosh, if I went to college, I wouldn't be dealing with this right now. So there's a lot of negative self-talk that comes just from our family dynamic.
That's huge because I didn't even think about it like that, but that's negative self-talk. You instantly, when things don't go exactly how you planned, that old whoever's talking up here from the past instantly hits you, and then you feel negative about yourself, and it's. Yeah.
And my go-to to people, I'll ask them, do you judge people? Are you judgmental? And a lot of people are like, no, not at all. You know, so subconsciously, a lot of this behavior, we're doing it, not even knowing.
Yeah.
You know, but.
Everybody judges, though.
Yeah, even me. You know, I would like to say that I spend a lot of time seeing the best in people.
Yeah.
But there's moments in my life to where I'm in a lot of fear or I'm struggling through something, to where I start seeing maybe not the best in them, you know, or giving them grace, or being kind about what I'm thinking, you know.
I think that's huge too, because I might think negatively about myself and others, but I don't always say it, but I still thought it.
Yeah.
And so that's still, I mean, communicating gracefully with yourself, that's still communicating. You're communicating with yourself. You're thinking it, and all of it starts with a thought.
Yeah.
Before you say it, you thought it.
And the crazy thing is you guys, like, I'm not who I was yesterday. I'm a different person today. So at any moment we can change our thinking and become aware of our thoughts and our viewpoints on people, and we can start changing. But sometimes I'm hard on myself for something I did 10 years ago or 15 years ago, you know, and that's not really realistic. I'm not even that person anymore. And even the people that might have been involved in a situation, they're not even the same humans as they were back then. Yeah, so, but a lot of us like to hold on to that past and carry it forward, like wearing it like a badge of honor that it never sheds us, you know, and it does, you know, and I think that, you know, a lot of things that we do is just behavioral. It's kind of human nature, you know, so, and plus say if we want to belong to a group of friends or there's people that you like and they behave a certain way, we don't always line up in our belief systems, you know, like that person who wants to talk about somebody. You know, and then there's that moment where, ooh, am I going to engage? Am I going to just listen? You're still forming an opinion while you're hearing it, you know?
I've done that in groups where other people, make sure this is still going, other people maybe were talking negatively about others, and I joined in, maybe not talking, like join in the talk, but was totally there and didn't stick up for the other person, you know, just was totally in it, and then maybe even got kind of poopy myself, but it took me a while to even realize I did it. And it's because it was just like I was just trying to belong within this tribe and float within, but I wasn't communicating gracefully.
Yeah. And there's a lot of times we want to belong so bad to a certain group of people that we find ourselves listening and not even like, we don't even have to participate, but we're still listening and engaging to bad behavior.
Yes.
To stay within a group, you know, and that wears on our self-esteem, you know, so, and I think a lot of negative talk has to do with a low viewpoint of yourself, a low self-esteem. You know, so what's the opposite of that? You know, if I want to start feeling good about who I am or being kinder with myself, I have to do esteemable acts.
Yeah.
You know, or do things that I'm proud of. Like maybe in the middle of a group when people are talking, I could stop and be like, let's throw some positive stuff in here. Let's not talk about that. They're not here, and that might separate you from the group.
But what are you trying to be a part of?
But what are you trying to be a part of? And because when we're quiet and we lay our head down at night, there's always that moment that you're processing through what happened, and if you're not proud about what you did, change it,
Yeah, and even if, you're laying at home processing and then maybe you did stick up for the other person or you were doing esteemable acts, you're gonna feel good, and then those other people that were like, what, why'd you do that? That means they have to sit there and think, wow, they really sat there and stood up for that person, like what's the outcome of positivity?
Right.
All around.
Yeah, and then, your vibration changes. You start attracting a different vibration of friends that aren't really sitting around running amok talking about a bunch of people, and now you start talking about more positivity in your life and you start feeling more happy and more excited. Also, another part of it is, sometimes guilt and shame. We have a lot of guilt and shame for things that happened in our past, or say a parent is not happy with us, a sibling's not happy with us, we're not proud of what we've done, or we wish things had been different in certain situations. And, there's people out there that have depression, eating disorders, alcoholism, drug addiction, you name it.
Mental stuff.
There's a lot of things out there that help us hide those feelings and thoughts about ourselves, and I do believe that when we just make the small little tiny step to acknowledge the truth, because in order for you to be kind with how you speak about yourself, you're going to need to be honest. And maybe these thoughts that are going down, you can write down and get to the bottom of it. Because there's layers of ourselves. And so if you see you have negative thinking, keep a book of it. Keep a record and write down what is it that you're actually thinking that's so bad about yourself. If, say, I remember I used to drink heavily when I was younger, and I no longer drink, I'm sober. And it went on for years, but there was always that thing. Like, I was doing great strides in my life, I was making good jobs, great moves, making a lot of income, and I felt proud of myself, but then I drank to calm down at night because it was just such an active life. And I remember these thoughts coming through, like, you drink too much, you shouldn't be drinking this much. And it was like, but if I said it out loud, I would actually have to do something about it. And it's those times when you're in the darkness, and it wears on your self-esteem, but you have this knowing within you that you should be doing something different, but it's hard to be honest about what that is sometimes. So I think by trying to get honest with the thoughts that are going around in your head and writing them down and taking action on resolving them and acknowledging them, those are esteemable acts, that can turn that thinking around.
I'm kind of speechless a little bit, because when I was sitting here, or earlier, whenever I was trying to figure out this whole talk, how do you change this is what I was trying to figure out. And I wrote becoming aware of it, like actually of what you're thinking and speaking about yourself and others, and then just trying to switch it to positivity. But I didn't think about not just think about it, not just think, okay, why, but you're dissecting it, get to the problem, and then I skipped that whole part, and that's massive.
Yeah.
Write it down, dissect it, figure out what your problem is, and then from then on, it's like, think before you speak, right? But still, even if you have those bad thoughts, why am I having these thoughts? I shouldn't have these thoughts. Caroline Myss says, every word you put in your head is a creative choice.
Mhm.
So it's already here, and you thought it, and it didn't need to come out here just yet, so you can think about it and put positivity out, because what you're saying is you're making it happen. You're going to tear somebody down, or you're going to lift them up, and on top of that, you're doing the same thing with yourself.
Like, I don't know if you guys have probably heard the saying, hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
And there's other sayings, like, don't take things personally, because obviously somebody else is going through something else. Do you ever feel like you've been in a situation before to where you feel like you're attacked, and it was like at a levels 10 when really the situation only warranted maybe a 3, but that person just unraveled? Usually there's a lot of inner turmoil people are going through, so we all are experiencing different things at different times, and it's important for you to try to find out what's going on inside, so that you're not taking out what you're going through on somebody else. But we do sit there a lot of times, we'll see a friend struggling or making choices that you don't necessarily agree with, but you're going to support them through their journey, and you see them just unraveling and all these things going on. Sometimes just silence.
Yeah.
Maybe just being there as a support through whatever they're going through, or, learning from it, not taking things personally.
Being the shoulder.
Being a shoulder that people can have for whatever situation they're going through.
And a voice if they need it.
Yeah.
But
it's like we're all on this different journey, and what's going on inside of me is totally different than what's going on inside of you. And I found we're both pretty hard on ourselves.
Yeah.
And maybe we can turn that into more positive affirmations.
Positive affirmations are huge, especially for how I'm hard on myself, because I'm hard on myself in like a physical way. Yeah, I'm hard on myself in a physical way, but the thoughts are there, but they don't come out of my mouth because, and this sounds bad, but God forbid if our daughter were to hear any of that. That's what I think, right? Like, I don't, Sissy doesn't know the word fat. She doesn't know the word ugly. Neither do the boys, of course. She doesn't know the word ugly. She doesn't know, she doesn't understand size. They don't understand any of that. And I don't want them to, I don't. But, so those things never come out of our mouths, but it's here. And so it's like, I have to do this stuff.
Yeah.
Positive affirmations, though, are huge. That will help.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times too where I'm getting ready and nothing's fitting right, or I feel chunky chicken here and I'm going through some stuff, and I do need to be kinder to myself.
You do, because there's times where I called you out on it.
Yeah, so we're all guilty of it, but it starts with our mind. How do I view other people? What am I thinking when I'm talking to somebody else? When I'm driving, am I seeing somebody going like, oh God, she should not be wearing those pants? Or should I be saying, wow, I can't believe she has the courage to wear those pants, because I don't have that kind of courage. Like turn it around into something positive.
Yes, and it's funny you say that, because it kind of touches back on Stevie. We were out and about this weekend, and there was someone who went by and has like wild hair and this wild, outfit, and just, and I love it. I personally love it, total gypsy, and I'm just like, I love it, but my head is like, you could never wear something like that. You could not. And wonderful lady though, and so whatever, she goes on her way. Well, then she walks by again, and Stevie tells me, look at that girl's hair, I love it.
Yeah.
And it was like positivity. She's just, there is zero judgment, absolutely loves it, would wear the same thing if she could. Like, and that's what I want, the innocence,
And it's wild. I've always been pretty positive
Yeah.
and very optimistic and high energy, and I get excited about people and meeting new people. And sometimes even us being a bright light and being kind and positive, you guys, that's not always well received either. And sometimes it's really unfortunate, but when you're a big, huge, bright light, it's hard to walk into a dark place. So it's important that you don't take it personal when you become so positive and you're vibrating at a different, energy level, and you're bringing more love around and thinking more loving thoughts, and everybody is not at the same level that you are as well. But keep in mind, don't change who you are to fit in. The bright people show up and surround you where you need to be.
Yeah. I met Cherie in an AA meeting, and when I saw her, not when I first met her, but a while later, when I saw her in the meeting, she had this bright white light. It was almost as if a ring light was right over her, right behind her. I'm serious.
I'm not an angel.
No,
guys.
right beside her then. But
Yeah.
I saw this bright light, and that it was attractive to me. And now we've been together for 6 years, but we've went through spots where I see the light dimming. And that's time to me. I saw the light dimming, but here recently, it's getting brighter, and it's not just on my life, it's on me, and it's on my family, and
we go through things
We
in
do.
life, like we don't get to escape life's journey. We don't. We all have moments where we're at our highs and our lows, and we can make it more even keeled, but it takes more work to get there. So good topics like this, where we can get some energy into it and start figuring out how to brighten that light a little bit more, you guys, do the work. Do the work. And actually our next episode is going to be on rituals.